and welcome back to my channel. So today, as you can tell by the title of this video, I'm going to be answering your spiritual dilemmas. A while ago, I put up an Insta story asking you to send me in like some queries or questions or dilemmas that you have around spirituality or your life path, or anything that you kind of need some help and guidance with. I'm gonna try and choose the ones that I feel can help the most people. I've connected with my spirit guides before turning on the camera, asking them to channel through me and to help offer you the kind of guidance and advice that you may need. But before I get into this, I do have to say, like legally kind of thing, I am not a counsellor, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a doctor. I have to say that this is for entertainment purposes only. I have to say that. But let's get into it. If you do like this video, please do hit a lovely thumbs up. If you haven't already joined our lovely community, then just subscribe. We are all about spirituality and psychic content over here, and you don't want to miss that out, especially if you're watching this. I'm guessing you're into that kind of thing, so don't miss out. Hit subscribe and join the lovely community. Leave some love in the comments below as always, and let's get into answering your spiritual dilemmas. Some people just gave like a one-word answer, like career, relationship advice. So let's start with career. I feel like there are certain things that people come to a psychic for. There are like hot topics, two of which are always career and love life. I feel like a lot of people struggle with career, and I would be one of those people, and one day I'll sit down and really discuss my whole story of my career and finding this path, because it's not a straight one and it's so easy to become impatient. I think patience with yourself is such a key thing when you're looking at your career. And the one thing I also want to say, Spirit just said, remember this, you don't have to pick one thing. Society conditions us from a young age. From a young age, adults will ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? What's the one thing you want to be when you grow up? Do you want to be a doctor? Do you want to be a lawyer? Do you want to be a teacher? Do you know what I mean? And it's always those like traditional routes as well. Doctor, lawyer, teacher, whatever. I want to say to you right now, you don't have to pick one thing. If you want to be a doctor who teaches English at night, who works at a bar on the weekends, then you do that. Don't put yourself in a box, because I feel like the moment we say, right, I have to pick one career and it has to be my passion of life, and do you know what I mean? When you do that, you put so much pressure and stress on the situation. And I feel like in life, when you put pressure and stress on things, you crush them. See, so there's a saying that says pressure makes diamonds or something like that. I really don't like that saying. Pressure crumbles people, and the last thing you want to do is put pressure on something. I feel like if you're looking for a career, you need to start looking at the things that you love. What brings you joy? What do you do every day? Let me tell you something. Someone said to me, I spent years thinking of what I wanted to do, and I explored so many different options. Let me tell you, when I knew from a young child that I had spiritual gifts, that I was psychic, but I didn't believe that I could do it as a job. I just didn't believe I could do it. Let me tell you something, if there's something you love, I don't care what it is, you can do it as a career. There will be a way will be made for you to do it as a career if you follow it, if you pursue it, if you just start researching into it. It's just all those little baby steps. But don't put yourself into a box, and also don't feel like you have to do a traditional thing. Like, yeah, okay, doing a traditional thing can help fund your dream, but I feel like your career has to be a passion, otherwise, like, what's the point? I know we've got bills to pay and everything, but this is life, we live once, so embrace it, enjoy it, and do something you love. And when you're looking for a career, start at what you love. Start with what you love. What do you love doing? There is something. Don't tell me that there's nothing you love. If you love sleeping, be a sleep researcher. If you love eating, be a food blogger, be a food tester. What do they call it? A critic, a food critic. If you dig deep enough and find what you love, Spirit will find a way. And ask them, because they're there to help you. Intuition. Literally, people have literally just put career, intuition, love life. So I'm just gonna go with what spirit tells me. I feel like now more than ever with the pandemic and with COVID, we have had to spend so much time alone, dealing with our traumas, facing ourselves. You know, in life in 2019, we were distracted, and pre-2019 when we were distracted, we could go to work, go to the office, talk to people, you know, you were constantly busy, constantly doing things. In 2020, we've had to just stop, and that's not just ourselves, that's as a physical planet. So I feel like actually more than ever, our intuition's probably been talking to us more than ever. There are so many different ways that you can strengthen your intuition, but sometimes you have to actually purposefully act on it. It's like, say you're having a conversation with someone and they're talking to you and you're like this, I'm not listening, I'm not listening, I'm not listening. Sometimes we can do that in life when we just keep busy. I feel like to actually connect with your intuition, you have to be still. I feel like mindfulness and intuition are hand in hand, and mindfulness will lead you to a strengthened intuition. You also have to keep your eyes on yourself. There's a metaphor that I love that Spirit gives me so much in personal readings, and they say that basically imagine you get in a car and you put in your sat nav your destination where you need to go, but there's a car alongside you and they're putting in their destination. Their sat nav's really loud, and you start following their sat nav. It's going to take you somewhere else. You need to follow your own sat nav. So you need to find the quiet. Roll up your car window. Roll up the quiet. Get quiet. You need to get quiet, and getting quiet requires getting rid of things in your life that don't serve you, cutting out toxic relationships, cutting out things that, you know, just like clog up your headspace. You need to get very quiet with yourself. Find 5 minutes a day just to sit with yourself, because intuition comes from within. It's your intuition. It comes from inside you. So in order to hear yourself and hear your guidance that's coming from within, you have to get quiet and you have to be still. It takes practice. It's not something that happens overnight. Journaling, writing, connecting with spirit through journaling, asking spirit to come to you through dreams, being very open. Again, being very still, being in nature, being in quiet spaces, because intuition is actually thoughts that can come through you as well. So you may think something and be like, oh, okay. You have to learn to listen to yourself. I feel like intuition is a lot of listening to yourself, and you have to be very still and mindful in order to be able to do that. I hope that makes sense. Mindfulness, intuition and mindfulness go hand in hand. Feeling lost regarding my purpose, I put my all in everything I do, I feel blocked. I just want to say something, like I have a video on life purpose, and I'll put it down below, and it's an epiphany that I had this year, and it's an epiphany that Spirit have been talking to me a lot about this year, about life purpose. There's so much pressure again put on finding your life purpose, and I want to say two things. I want to say, first of all, you will not just have one life purpose. You could have multiple life purposes. Same as career, you can have multiple careers. We get set in this kind of thing of having this one thing, and you know, no, life is multifaceted. We are multi-dimensional people. Like, you will have numerous purposes at numerous different times. You will be in someone's life for a specific purpose. When we narrow ourselves down to having like one purpose and one thing, it's like, oh God, well, I'm not anything then. Well, no, actually, your purpose is to just be here and experience life and grow. But for some reason, there is an unsettlement, and I think it's our ego. I think our ego has a problem with accepting that our purpose is to just be. Our ego wants to have all these things and be all these things to everyone else, and look at me and look at this and look at what I've got. But the spirit and the soul, if you actually sit with your soul, you'll realise, actually, no, my purpose is to just be here and to nurture my spirit, to nurture my soul, to follow my bliss, to follow my love. That's your purpose. Your purpose is to be. And I think we as humans, I've said this a number of times, we love to complicate things, and we find it difficult to accept that actually purpose can be that simple, to just be. Again, mindfulness, be in the moment, be present, be with yourself, be doing the things you love, to just be. So I think that when we draw everything back, we pull everything back, we take away career, we take away relationship status, we draw everything back, all the labels, your purpose is to be here. Everything that we see around us is man-made, it's constructed by man. That's money, career, all of these things, they're all man-made. January to December, the calendar, it's all man-made, right? It's all structured. So when you take all of that away, when you take away our conditioning, because that's what it is, we are conditioned to believe that we have to have a job and we have to have a partnership and we have to have a relationship and we have to have all these material things. But when you take all of that away, when you take away the conditions that man has set for themselves, you're just left with what is, which is to be. And I think when you draw back that, you lose the emphasis on life purpose as we know it. I hope that helps. Just draw it back. We don't have to make everything so complicated all the time. It can be simple. My neighbour got a karaoke, the little girl next door got a karaoke kit for Christmas, so sorry if you can hear that. A lot of people have asked about spiritual and psychic blockages. Some people have said, do they have any blockages impacting relationships? Some people have said how to remove psychic blockages. A few months ago I went through a real block, and I have learned from that, and it was, let me tell you something, it was so frustrating. There was a lot of tears, a lot of frustration, a lot of anger, a lot of me getting very upset. But one thing I've learned through that, which I feel is why it happened, I feel like there's always something to be learned, even if you can't see it at the time, which I definitely couldn't. When there is a block and something isn't manifesting or happening in your life, even though you're asking for it, it's because you're not ready. It's because spirit are holding you back and saying, hold on a second. It happened to me because I needed to rest. What happened to me, and I actually discovered the reason through journaling. So I was trying to sit and I was trying to read and I was getting blocked. So, like it wasn't even energy really. I just couldn't connect, and I was getting so annoyed. And I sat down and I journaled all this frustration out, and it came down to the point where I realised that for my whole life my gift had been my own. I'd never shared my gift. My gift had been my own. And then all of a sudden I'm sharing it, which I love. I'm not saying anything, I love that, but it was an adjustment. It was an adjustment that I wasn't aware of. So when we look at blockages, why am I not getting a relationship? Why am I not getting the job? You need to really sit with yourself and think, okay, well, what is the job that I want? And what are the requirements for me to get that job? Who do I need to be? And what am I now that's blocking me? You need to really dig deep and start asking questions. When it comes to a relationship, okay, well, what kind of person do I want to attract? Who am I now? Am I ready to be in a relationship? Am I ready to compromise and be in a relationship? Okay, well, who do I show up as in the world? And what kind of person am I attracting back to me? And what are my traumas? And what do I need to heal? It takes a lot of soul searching, a lot of shadow work, a lot of digging deep. Sometimes you have to clear the blockage. We always say I'm being blocked, but actually it's a lot of the time we're blocking ourselves. And the great thing about that is you can clear the blockages, but you have to dig deep to find what that blockage is. Journal, meditate, sit with yourself, ask yourself, have a conversation with yourself. Let me tell you, I talk to myself, and a lot of people will tell you that's crazy, but what is the one most important relationship in your life? Yourself. So you need to have good communication with yourself. Sit with yourself and ask yourself, hey, I want a relationship, so what's going on here? The answers will come, trust me. Have that conversation with yourself. You will be surprised. Next one, staying motivated. I struggle with sticking to my goals and completing tasks. Okay. Me too. I have always struggled with motivation, and I am not the best at completing tasks. And I feel like one thing I've learned recently is the way you ask yourself to do things. Again, this is a really big thing about your relationship with yourself. not everyone's going to be motivated in the same way, and you have to understand also that motivation isn't always going to be there. So you replace motivation with a why. Why are you doing it? Why are you cleaning your room? Why are you cleaning the house? Why are you doing this job? Why are you getting up and, you know? And I posted an Insta story, IGTV about this a week or so ago that said, you know, you have to have a bigger why than a why not. So I went to a big house. Long story short, I went to a big house and I thought, wow, this is amazing, this house is great, oh my god, one day I could have this. I felt so inspired and motivated, and yeah, and then all this fear came up, and then spirit came in when the fear came up and said, no, 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 tell that fear to F off, because you want this dream more. What you want has to be bigger than the blockage. What you want has to be bigger than the thing that's standing in your way. So what is stopping you from being motivated? That's the first question. Are you tired? Are you sleepy? Are you feeling unworthy? Are you not feeling good enough? It's always deeper than just not feeling motivated. Or is the reason so say, let's just use this as an example. Say you are feeling unmotivated to tidy your house. Okay, so I'm tidying my house, but I don't really want to do it. Okay. What is the reason you want to tidy your house? Okay, I want to have a clean house, I want to have a clean mind. Is you having a clean mind bigger than you feeling tired, you feeling lazy, you feeling like you can't be bothered? Because if it isn't, then it's not going to push you. So your why has to be bigger than your blockage. So start there. And also another thing, like, I'm not a person, and I'm going to do an Instagram IGTV on this as well, I'm not a person who can work on to-do lists, because I find it really mundane, I find it really boring, I find it really meh. I have been working recently on bringing the magic back into life. You know when you're a kid? You know, like Mary Poppins. If you ever see Mary Poppins and they're like, da, 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 you know, and they start turning everything into a game. Turn life into a game. I hate to-do lists, but now I don't write to-do lists. I write to manifest lists, because manifesting is magic, it's creation, it's exciting. To-do list is boring as hell. No one wants a to-do list. That's so boring. But a to manifest list? To manifest is like amazing. So, you know, I feel like it's the energy behind it, it's the, you know, boringness behind it, or the mundaneness behind it, or the, oh, I can't be bothered to do it. Turn it into something fun. Get your music playing. Make it something enjoyable. Do you know what I mean? If it feels boring, if it feels mundane, if it feels negative, if it feels meh, you're not going to do it. So make it fun, make it magic. You know, you're never too old for magic. Being spiritually open to friends. I'm very lucky where my friends have always been able to be spiritually open to them. But one thing I want to say on that, I'm going to keep it short. Spirituality is not up for discussion. People know what I do, and people love to be like, oh, well, I don't believe in that. Oh, well, guess what? I don't care. Like, I don't care. My spirituality and my journey is not up for discussion. So you can just quite simply say, oh, I did this weekend. It's because I believe in spiritual things. That's it. End of conversation. It's not really up for discussion. Some things in life you have to put boundaries in place. You know, my spirituality and what I do isn't up for discussion. You know, you have to protect it. It's something I feel like is protective. Your friends might not be into it. In that case, it's a thing of finding your tribe. Like, you guys are my tribe, and I'd like to think that we have a community here where we are each other's tribe, so you're not alone. Like, you know, spirituality and psychicness, it can feel like alone in the real world, but you know, you find your tribe. So just remember that not everyone's going to accept it, and that's okay. It's not their journey to accept. And the last one I'm going to do is how to accept that you aren't getting what you want. Okay, the only thing I can say with this is that if you aren't getting what you want, I can only say this from hindsight and from things that I've experienced, it's because you're not ready, or because something better is coming. Again, open up the conversation. We so often put our power outside of us. So why is this not happening to me? Why is it not coming? Blah, 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 blah. Well, actually, you have the power within you to create it. I've talked about law of attraction before. If you want something, then you need to look at how you can manifest it. If it isn't showing up, it means there are blockages. Now, those blockages could be being put in place for you because spirit are like, you're not ready for that. You are not ready for that. and then that's your cue to go inside, like we discussed earlier, and find out why, so that you can clear those blockages. But don't for 1 second think that everything you have is not within you. Everything you need is not within you, because it is. Every single thing you need to clear the blockage for what is standing in your way is within you. You just need to go inside and clear it. And that scares some people. I'll be honest, it's scary. It's scary to go inside and face yourself and be like, okay, well, I need to change something, or something needs to be healed. It's a scary prospect. Also, some things are going to take longer to manifest. And so I don't think you should accept that you're not getting what you want. I think you need to look at what you want. Look at how it makes you feel. Sometimes we think we want something, like say for example, I liked that big house, but do I want to clean that big house? Not really. So we have to look at, we have to look at our goals and think, okay, how does that make me feel? Because let me tell you something, you can want something or think you want something, but actually it really scares you, or it terrifies you, or it makes you feel demotivated. So sometimes we have to re-evaluate what we want and restructure it. We have to restructure our vision, restructure our dream, and be like, okay, actually maybe I don't want that right now. Maybe there's a dream before that, and when I get to that dream, maybe then I'll be ready for the next thing. But we do have to spend a lot of time. A lot of these questions, we have to spend a lot of time with ourselves, really knowing ourselves, really conversating with ourselves. That's why journaling, meditation, being still, spending time alone, that's why all of those things are so important. Because we think that a lot of the things that we want are outside of us, but it's not. It's all coming from within. It's all coming from what you believe you can have. It's coming from any blockages that are within you, within your energy field. And all of that can be changed by you. I want to leave you with this. You are the creator of your life, and at any given moment, at any given point, at any given time, you can choose to create a new version of your life. You created you, so you can recreate you. And I'd love to say that was my saying, but it's not. That came from an amazing lady called Emma Privilege, who is a life coach. But it's so true. You created your life, and you can recreate you. And that's at any given moment. We need to stop thinking that it's all outside. Yes, there are going to be physical factors that happen, but it's all about how you react. It's all about how you look at it. A lot of it's mindset. A lot of it's your mentality, your approach, and all of that is from inside you. So take your power back and know that the way you approach things, the way you go at it, you can have what you want. You can get what you want. You can remove those blockages. You can get that love life. I strongly believe that. I'm not just saying that. I truly, truly believe that. I want you to think about life and being here. It's a miracle to be here. So don't think that, oh, I'm just here to live this life that's, boring and blur. No, not at all. Life in itself is magic. So don't think that magic doesn't exist. But it all starts within you. The moment you accept that, the moment you can know that you have the power to create and recreate your life, woo, things start to move, start to shift, and start to change. So I hope that's been able to help, even just a little bit. I thank you so much for being with me today, lovelies. I'd love to do this again, answering your spiritual dilemmas. I really, really did love it. Thank you for being with me today. Thank you always for your support. I truly, truly, truly do appreciate it. If you like this video, please do hit a thumbs up. If you'd like to see me do like a part 2, then leave any dilemmas or anything down below. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you soon for another video. Take care, lovelies. Bye.